Shop smart, shop S-smart.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Who the hell are you?
Name's Ash.
This is my boomstick.
So hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, Deadites in Aisle 3. Something I didn't say last week. I'm your host as always, Brian Dressel. With me as always is Matt, Zombie Dog, Ash Williams, Dykes.
Ooh, I wonder, is that from Ash vs. Evil Dead?
It is!
What about Evil Dead?
No, not yet.
What about Evil Dead 2?
No, not yet.
Call of Duty?
No, not yet.
I'm out.
Yeah. We also have Ryan Chili Youngfield Lutens.
I have no idea, but I kind of want to watch it just for that name alone.
Chili Youngfield.
No idea.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this one either. Highly Functional?
I'm glad that you're highly functional. What's the movie?
Cool. That's okay. We also got Joel Bruce Campbell DeWitt.
I feel like this has to be a documentary about the Evil Dead.
I'm
Hail
going to
to the
say
Deadites.
my name is Bruce.
No.
Hail to the Deadites?
No.
Spider-Man 3.
No, he's got names in all of those.
He does have names in all of those. No, this is from something called Circus of Chaos.
No
Oh.
idea.
Okay.
Played himself. Looking at the cover art, I'm sure this is not going to show well on the camera at all, but it looks kind of cool.
Well, was he
Well, there we go.
playing himself or was he just being himself?
He was playing himself, I think.
Okay. All right.
Like,
I don't know. No idea. But now I've done the nicknames and we can move forward with the episode.
I
That's all
like
it takes,
playing
right?
with myself.
So before we do anything this week, because we're starting a new season and these trailers do exist, we're going to watch a trailer for season 2. Just kind of see what we got in store. I'm guessing we have blood and guts and probably some racism, a fair amount of sexism, some poorly delivered lines, some excellently delivered lines. I think we've got it all coming our way. But, we'll see. Right?
Let's do it.
Matt, what cover song do you want to talk about this time? How about that Hold Me Closer Tiny Dancer remix with Britney Spears?
That's a
You leave Elton John out of this.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
I didn't think that was a diss against Elton John, but I mean, sure. I guess if you want to call him a sellout.
Jacksonville, I love you. I know you do. Hey, I love me too.
Can I
Check
touch
that line off.
it? My God.
Son of a bitch. Not again. We're gonna go to Elk Grove, Michigan. It's my hometown. Gonna put an end to this horse bucky once and for all.
Whatever happened in this town seems to really haunt him.
Oh, Cheryl.
Ash had to summon
Oh, that's in this episode. I missed
help
that.
me retrieve the book and
I
send
forgot
them
that.
back to hell.
Oh, you need my help. Here's what I need. I need to be back in Jacksonville on my second keg of beer, putting my spicy man meat into a mother-daughter sandwich.
Part of me is already regretting coming here.
Get used to that feeling. We gave peace a chance. Now it's time for war.
What?
I've done that part yet.
This is all stuff for the season.
Oh.
I do like how Ted Raimi's got a more substantial role as an actual person.
You will die like all the others. Ladies first.
There are two kind of lines that he spits out when he tries to do the cool down moments. Stuff like that is short and pithy and clever. And then one where he always elongates into one extra line that turns it into pure cheese.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the cheese.
Yeah.
I like this one too, but
that is not a diss.
Yeah.
One little nugget each time.
I think the one where it goes on too long is more Ash, because it's like he's trying to be cool and it's like the first thing that he said didn't land, so he's just going to keep going until he gets some sort of like reaction.
Right.
You so like the ladies, I don't know if I'm drunk enough to know this is good weird or bad weird.
Yeah.
The I'll get there is just brilliant as well.
I like that the I'll get there does not imply that he's game for this. It implies that he's willing to get drunk enough to find out if he's game for this.
Yep.
Oh boy! So here we are in season 2. I'm still digging the show. I'm still having fun. We've watched the first 2 episodes we're talking about today. We'll see where the rest of the season goes, because there's definitely a bit of a shift. And I don't mean that as like a negative one, but you can tell there is definitely there's some changing of staff, budget, approach, all of it. I think it's probably all for the best, but whenever that happens, it's going to take a couple of episodes to kind of get used to the new feel. Something that we brought up in shows when we've covered them in the past, that this one does, but I'm not exactly mad at it for it, but it's usually something I have a complaint. It's part of the reason why we stopped covering What We Do in the Shadows. I don't like it when a show sets up the next season, you get to the next season, they're like, oh yeah, here we are in the next season. Within the first 5 minutes, we're going to get rid of all the stuff that we were setting up, and we're right back into square one. This show does that. It does it pretty egregiously, in my opinion. Like, it just kind of jumps like, here we are, we're in Jacksonville, we're back at the party. Within, I think I even put a timer down. Within 10 minutes, they're back in his car. They're back to hunting deadites on the road.
Here's the deal. I never believed we were going to stay in Jacksonville for long in this show.
Neither did I.
Neither did I, but I would like it more than 10 minutes.
Well, when the episodes are 22 or 25
but
minutes,
that's the point. It's like,
half.
yeah, but it's half one episode. Like to me, it shows that you didn't really have a plan. You just wanted to get them out, and there's Jacksonville's a goal. So we're gonna go right back to it. I'm not saying it's a problem because the show kind of needs it, but it's more of a problem that they even sent him there in the first place. Like
I was more attacking the comparison, because What We Do in the Shadows, the thing that bothered me about that, they developed this relationship between Nandor and Guillermo, and things were getting disparate anyway with the rest of the group. So to me, it made sense. Like, they're going to make this alteration. It probably won't last the whole season, but we're going to do a story arc, and then pulling the rug under that felt really cheap.
That's fair. That's okay. Yes. Yeah. For that comparison. Yeah. Cause I if this had lasted longer than a full episode, I would have been surprised, but I'm a little disappointed that it didn't last even a full episode. Like, I wanted to see his life in Jacksonville more than just one party of everyone shouting, "We love you too, Ash," which is still funny. And I'm still like enjoying it. I just I wanted a little bit more, but like, if that's all we're going to get, it still feels very Ash vs. Evil Dead. Like, no, he's having a great time. Look, everyone loves him and he loves it too. Like, oh, okay.
I can feel like his life, that is his life though. Like, just literally every night he is at that bar and he's just always opening a keg with his chainsaw arm and just living the life of the party. Like, that's kind of like, that's what it kind of feels like.
I will say, if we wanted to do a comparison to the first episode of episode 1, they showed the full facet of his character. They showed him partying with the girl who he dumbly opened and talked to the Necronomicon. They showed him being at the dive bar, but then they also showed his pathetic living situation in his job and such. And they didn't give him $10,000. We don't even know if they gave him gas money.
Yeah.
They made it to Jacksonville. He has to finance this absurd life. I do kind of want to know what dumb stuff he was doing to rationalize that, or afford it.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not a problem they don't show it, because like what we're watching this show for is Ash versus Evil Dead, not Ash versus, angry customers at S-Mart. So like, I get why they didn't do it, but at the same time, I think there's a big well for comedy there that they just kind of avoided. And, that could be for the best because maybe they didn't have enough time. There's only 10 episodes, only 22 minutes. There's a lot of reasons why it works. That doesn't change the fact that I still wish there had been a bit more of it. But at the same time, we are getting more of Ruby. And I like seeing Ruby's more. I don't know why she dyed her hair pink, but, it works for her. So why not? Go for it.
Ruby.
Rubies aren't pink.
Yeah, but she's losing her power a little bit, so it's draining out of her. The red is draining away, and it's leaving like a pink thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Joel's talking or mouthing on purpose, but
I was chewing food and being mindful to the listener, and then I forgot. Or maybe she had her hair colored, and then since she's been on the lam and running and hiding, it grew out. She looks disheveled in general.
She does look disheveled.
Yeah.
She's having a rough start. Like at the very beginning, I didn't recognize her for 2 seconds, and then I'm like, "Oh no, this is Ruby," and she's getting fucked up by her kids. Okay, this is a problem. So the kids are still out, and they're very grumpy and creepy, and they're
very mad with Mummy as well.
Very mad with Mom. But I like all this, and I like that this is the point where Ruby's like, because correct me if I'm wrong, she made it sound like she did not write him into the book, but he still appeared in the book. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that's how it worked because I think she had a line where she said something like, and then you appeared in the book.
Yeah. So I'm taking that as she's like, get the hell out of my book. This is all for me. And now that she's here, she's like, there might have been a reason he was in the book. Like maybe there is something to this. I'm out of my depth. My kids are going crazy. Who else can I call? I'm going to call off the truce because that'll make him hunt me. And it works almost flawlessly. But the problem I have with it, and this is where I don't want to sound like I'm just beating up on season 2, but there are things that it's going to take me a minute to adjust to.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm very used to the Deadites playing with their food and having fun. They're not doing that anymore. They're showing up for fist fights, very violent fist fights, but it's not the same.
The tonality, you get the tonality swift too, which was I alluded to in the last episode. You get more of comic in terms of what's being said and even the violence. I mean, the hat that Ash wears, I'm going to say in the second episode.
I'm saving that for a minute because that's
right. But that's
still pretty funny.
That's funny. And even in this one, some of the gore is very it's comical. But I mean that's what this show is it's the gorier the better, the splatter, all that fun stuff, but it also loses tonality, I think.
Yeah.
Like when what is her name? Somebody help me. Not Ruby. Kelly, thank you. When she's in the dungeon and she's swimming it's just red water.
Yeah.
It's like you're like for a show that did blood really well the first season, you could tell that budget got cut.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas where they're trimming now, which is like I said, it's fine. I get it. That just means that the first season didn't do the numbers they wanted, but it still did enough that we got a season 2, and that's great.
I think the gore has always been kind of comedic though. Going back to very early on, you have that episode where he's stabbing the Deadite with the broken bottle. That's hilarious. When the blood is just there's so much blood just coming out and it's just covering him. And that's funny. It's very gory, but it's funny. And I think they keep it in line with the tonality that way because it's always been a comedy. There's a reason why I think it's literally on IMDb listed as screwball comedy. As the genre.
And I don't have a problem with the comedy of it all. I actually think the comedy mostly lands. I think it's just more so this is still Evil Dead. I know it's the more comedic version of it, but it's just the Deadites have been, I don't want to say neutered, but they're not the threat they used to be. It used to be if you saw a Deadite anywhere near you, it's everyone around you is going to die. Because if they bite you or bleed on you, you might get turned into a Deadite. You might be turned into a Deadite just for being in the presence of a Deadite because the rules have never made sense in a way that makes them scary. But now they're just thugs who show up for fights.
Does it kind of make sense though that Ruby's not wanting to kill Ash, she needs him, and she's basically trying to get him to basically prod him to the point where he will come after her. And so, like, she's not going to send like the Deadites out to properly kill him. So she's going to be like, oh, go and annoy him.
No, sure, for the most part, but like it's been a theme that's been carrying over since the first season. I think it's just more obvious now because they're just popping up at a party in Jacksonville. Like it's the most random place we've encountered one. I think so far. I got to even include like S-Mart. Like it feels like an odd place for them to just pop. It feels comic booky. And like,
yeah,
I'm not complaining. It's fine. I enjoy it. It's just, it feels like a shift from where we've been.
It's the fact that we've never really seen them really outside of a wooded area or like a medieval setting. Like this is Jacksonville, Florida, somewhere bright and sunny, and they're just popping up, and they're popping up wherever. Like you're not used to that.
Yeah,
you know, it's one of
like I'm
those
used to like there having to be like a book and a thing, and someone made a mistake and they called them. So like them being sent as henchmen, it's not a problem. It's just it's a
they don't
different
explain it either. They don't explain it. He never questions Ruby. Why'd you send those 2 Deadites? It never gets touched on again.
Yeah,
so
and like
as a plot device, I think it's used not the best because it's like, oh, we're gonna put these in. Oh, he's got to go to home because they said the Ashy Slashy song, so that's putting 2 and 2 together. But it's never addressed. Yes, I sent them, and here is why.
I thought she did say like I needed to get your attention. Like that was.
Well, I guess that's again. I watched this morning, so
yeah. But even with the explanation, I still just kind of have that. It feels different. It's not a problem, but like what are you doing here? We had a truce. Call Ruby. She's the one who sent us. Like it just.
There's a scope thing happening in this first episode that's setting the table. Everything's really granular and micro and personal with what's happening up to this point. They're bringing it out into this world-altering thing that Ash alludes to is going to be a problem if it happens, but also it makes it impersonal. It makes it broader. The kind of it turns it from terror to the end of Phantasm, where the tall man already won, and now the Earth is having havoc wreaked on.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think, when they're driving into Elk Creek, is it called? Elk Grove. Okay. Like on the radio, there's some like radio report or something like the mergers have gone up 200% in the last however long thing. Or there's something that we hit, so we know like the world is going to shit as well.
You mean in the show or just right now?
Both.
Those are different kind of horrors.
Yeah. Both still horrible.
That's it. The Deadites, to be fair. Like,
I mean, they're more fun.
Yeah, we get chainsaw arms,
and they wouldn't use signal. Maybe they would. I don't know. But either way, so when the Deadites do show up, they try to taunt Ash with that Ashley Slashy thing, which he says is like they made a slip up. It's not a slip up. They're trying to call you to this area. So he has to go home. And when we get home, it's something I talked a little bit about last week, alluding to, if you've not watched this, the framing device for at least the beginning of season 2, as I found out, I've not watched season 2, so I'm not sure entirely where it goes, is Ash has to go to his hometown. What does his hometown think of him? He has taken 2 groups of friends to the woods and came back with them very, very dead.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be very popular in that town.
I really enjoyed that dynamic. I really enjoyed seeing Ash coming back home and really focusing on his past because you get more of that backstory of, everyone. And I love that he sticks to his gun. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Yeah. So, and the scene in the bar, I'm not sure if this episode or the next one of the one. Well, this is Ash, and he went out and chopped all of his friends up, or he got messed up and doesn't remember chopping his friends up. That's not true. I knew exactly what I was doing when I chopped my friends up.
But also, like, it made sense that none of them want him near him because it once is bad enough. Twice, it's like, how did you step through the legal system that time?
And no one seems to know. And they're all just like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. So we're just going to bully him out of town. Like, which also feels odd. Like he has a fucking chainsaw for an arm. And they're still like, get out of here, loser. And it's like,
You get out of here, loser.
Yeah, there was kind of a mocking tone to it that I would have thought be more subdued and nervousness around the guy instead.
Yeah, it feels more like maybe they were nervous back in the 80s when he first came back, but after like 30, 40 years of it, there's like, he does nothing. He's just the guy who killed our friends. We hate this guy.
It's just a fat, useless clown with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
See a fat useless clowns though. Would you reckon like with like John Wayne Gacy, people would react the same way though?
I mean, if he still wasn't, no. Trying to think of a way, maybe, but no. So he does come back to town and he starts looking for Ruby. Of course, he finds Ruby in this episode, doesn't he?
Yes.
Or is it next? It's this one. Okay, yeah.
Because he goes to this one, yeah. He goes to the morgue.
The land.
No, that's the next episode.
Yeah, morgue is everything about the morgue is. This is going back into the bar, going home. Dad and which we got to talk about Lee Majors. Dad and the gymnast turned PE teacher, and then episode 2 is the morgue.
Well, we also have the pipe sequence in this episode when he's in that basement.
Yes, it keeps hitting his head.
It keeps hitting his head on every fucking pipe. But yeah, let's take a quick divergent and talk a little bit about his dad. I love his dad.
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, absolutely great.
I love the $6 million man reference.
Yes. Pastor? No.
I love just the way that it's like, it just comes out. I think I wrote it down. Where the hell is it?
Again, great chemistry.
Oh, yeah. And like he sucks too, the same way that Brock does, or the same way that I want to call him Brock. I'm talking about Brock, the same way that his son Ash does, like exact same level of shittiness. Like he just immediately hitting on Kelly. Just like,
it's like you look at him and you're just like, oh yeah, that's definitely Ash's dad.
Yeah,
like.
And the casting could not have been better.
No, it worked.
Again, Lee Majors is just like it's one of those things that how do you cast someone who's supposed to be the dad of Ash in Evil Dead, and it's like, what about Lee Majors? No notes, perfect. Like who else could you cast in that role? Really, like I can't think of anyone else who would do it justice, to be honest, because it's like you can't go too heroic and stuff because it just wouldn't make sense. But then you also need someone who's got something about them as well, like a charisma.
Yeah,
and I think like they got a really good balance in it, and it looks like everyone's having a lot of fun there as well. Like it feels like Lee Majors is just like having a ball, just chewing the scenery, like, and like, it's so good.
You can tell he and Bruce Campbell get along. Like their chemistry is just immediate, and like you get that father-son dynamic, which I didn't look how old Lee Majors is versus Bruce Campbell, but I don't think he's going to be a very old dad. I think he had him when he's pretty young.
I will, but like $6 Million Man was the 60s.
I'll look it up right now. Lee.
Yeah, what's that age difference? Because like I'd guess it's like 20.
I guess 30.
He was born in 1939, so he is 86. So when was the show?
10 years ago ish.
So he was 76.
Okay, yeah, he looks good for 76, man. Hope I look that good at 76, but I'm not a millionaire, former TV star, so I don't think I will. But
or are you $1 million man?
$6 Million Man.
No, I'm not. Not even a little bit. But that's okay.
I'm glad they addressed the elephant in the room with the dialogue about $1 Million Man.
Oh, it's so good.
They just kept going. Like that was great. This show is so smart sometimes.
It really is. Like even with like the stuff we're talking about, like the little bit of shifts here and there, like it still works. Like it's still funny. I still enjoy it. I love Ash running into the creepy kid again. Like when they're going to look for Ruby and just you see the shadow and you have that moment of like,
wait a second.
Every audience member goes fake shadow. No. Like
that shadow stuff is so good though. Like when he holds up the arm, like how he finds out where he's holding up
the gun. He looks at
he's got the gun up and then the shadow's got the chainsaw and it goes, oh, wait.
that fell for your army of darkness.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah. All the way up to like when he turns around and the shadow hits him in the back of the head. He's like, what's going on? But then it steps out and just his immediate creepy kid. Whoa, you got big fast.
Yeah. But I love like that whole sequence with like the banging their heads on the pipes. It's back to sort of like the old like vaudeville humor. Like, you know, the shadow stuff reminds me of like kind of like Abbott and Costello stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, we've got the banging their heads on the pipes. Like, you know, we're back to like sort of Three Stooges style stuff. And then like, you know, the soot blowing on his face as well. It's just like
right at the end, like just the cap, the icing on the cake, just poof.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, I loved like that sequence. I remember watching it, I was just like, oh, I love this. This is so good. Like, I'm so happy to be watching this.
And we're not even to the morgue yet. The morgue was so much fun.
The morgue.
That's in the okay. So we're gonna get to the episode 2 here in just a beat. So where does episode 1 end? We meet up with Ruby. Ruby makes her case to Ash of, my kids have gone nuts. I need your help killing them. He basically says, I don't trust you. And then she kills one of her own kids in front of him. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to put your money where your mouth is.
Dagger, I think.
Yeah, with the dagger. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at. So you are fighting your kids. If you're going to kill one of your own children, I'd say you're on this side.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think Ruby's trustworthy. I think that's kind of the whole point of Ruby. So I'm excited to see where it goes. It does have that curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal vibe at some point. It's coming.
We had the B story with Pablo and Kelly. The only thing you really glean from it is that Pablo is still kind of possessed by the face a little bit, and his mind scrambled because he has like the homeless person with the sign saying help and transitioning into scary stuff. He's trying to draw a picture of Ruby and it just turns into him writing the book or drawing the book face. So some interesting question marks being laid there, but other than that, it was kind of unremarkable.
And they dive into that with the next in the next episode, because while Ash goes to get the book at the morgue, Pablo is learning from Ruby.
He's attempting to. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, let's get into episode 2. So episode 2, the first note I have is Ash's dad sucks. I don't remember why I wrote that, but that was the first note I got out of the episode.
Is that because do we find out that he's banging like Ash's ex-girlfriend already?
Again?
Yeah, again, yeah.
Not again. Again?
I get some real Peacemaker vibes with this too, between the father and a lot crueler, more of a gap in terms of their personality in Peacemaker. But other than that, you know, they got it. They got the balance right, because the father is kind of despicable like Ash, but not really hateable up to this point.
Yeah, he's definitely not neo-Nazi like in Peacemaker.
Well, I mean, his dad is literally a super villain in Peacemaker, like a racist super villain, like with like an Iron Man suit. Like he's as bad as you can get. This guy's just a dick. And like, I don't want to minimize it. He's a racist asshole who we probably shouldn't be giving the time of day, but he's not a super villain. So
you understand why Ash is the way Ash is.
Yes. Right. So now we have the note, the journey, the quest, whatever, to go get the Necronomicon back, because Ruby hid it from her kids, and the only way you can hide it in a way that her kids can't find it is to hide it in something dead. So she puts it in a dead body that goes to the morgue. So Ash has to go to the morgue and find said dead body. Personally, I have some problems with this episode, not because there's anything wrong with it. I have a hard time watching autopsy gore. There's something about like police gore, autopsy gore. It's like the one thing I have. It just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why.
Because it's real. It's more real. Yeah. I think like that autopsy scene in the beginning, like that's kind of what they do with an autopsy.
Yeah,
like, they cut the skull.
That brain looked juicy.
Yeah, but like just the thing with like, you know, using the hammer and the chisel as well to get the skull out, like, you know, I think it's probably the first time I saw that in like an actual series or something where they're actually showing that part of an autopsy, because it's not like they don't just use the thing go and they just go pop off. No, you have to like literally like hammer and chisel the top of the skull off as well. Like so it's going into like the detail of it more.
And I think that's, you know, here, I don't want to say they're trying to alleviate. I think they're trying to get your mind off of it by having a body come back to life, essentially, because you know it's going to happen. And so
Yeah.
you see it. You see this blonde-haired woman, which the twist will come later. And that was great. I thought that was a great twist. You know, you just know. And the moment she grabs a scalpel, and she doesn't stand up right away, but then she stands up before the lights flicker. You're like, okay, she's going for the Achilles, and sure enough, the Achilles gets hit. I'm more at the Achilles than I am about anything else. Like, the gore is the gore. I am okay with gore. But that moment, I was like,
I'm in the exact same way, but only because I saw Hostel.
Yes,
I got a really terrible moment with that.
Screwed me up.
Yeah,
Hostel Scream 4, I want to say, has a really bad Achilles moment. I want to say Urban Legends might have an Achilles moment.
Achilles, yep, that one.
Yeah.
The old guy gets it.
Even the Evil Dead has a kind of an Achilles thing with the pencil.
They do
as
with
well.
the pencil, yeah.
Like it goes into the ankle. It's more the ankle, but it like goes in like, but they like twist it round, and you see all the the blood gloop out there as well.
And then they even have it in Evil Dead with that pencil.
Yeah,
so that's what I said.
I thought you said Resident Evil. Sorry, again.
No,
nothing like that in Resident Evil.
Lack of sleep.
No, just motorbikes going through church stained glass windows, and
which was great.
There we go.
And they also had it in Troy. Get it? Because the character Achilles.
I thought you were talking about the motor.
Fuck you all.
I mean, I'm more on board with Joel's suggestion of like putting the motorbike into Troy, because that would be just great.
Just doing circles around.
Drives out of the horse.
What if they added Nemesis?
Brad Pitt on a motorbike just circling Eric Bana.
Yeah.
Nemesis in there going, Troy!
But I was also thinking like building a giant half pipe, so that way they can get into Troy.
I'd watch that movie. Just like X Games Odyssey or Iliad.
We might get that with Christopher Nolan.
We might.
No, we won't. He'll be very, very matter of fact.
I know some people. I know some people have been on set. They say it looks really good. So I'm excited for that one. Let's get back into Ash vs. Evil Dead. I don't remember. We're at an autopsy gore, and the dead lady has come back, and she's slashed the mortician.
Yep.
And now we have Pablo explaining to everyone like his problems that he's been having. So like he's not keeping that one hidden for too long, which is good because that felt very not Pablo in the first episode where he like hides it. I'm like, this doesn't feel like your character. You would have told Ash immediately when something didn't go the way you thought it would. But okay, we'll get there. And we did. Trying to look for where I was in this thing. Oh, so this is where we get that conversation with like the who's a vagina now? Well, actually,
Vaginas are very strong and empowering thing.
Yeah, well done. She's right, buddy, and I couldn't be prouder. So Ash has the mission. He's going to go to that morgue where the mortician's dead, you know, so obviously there's going to be something coming up, but he's got to start digging through these dead bodies to find the book. Holy shit.
Cut later. Look first, cut later.
I just love when he first uses, is it a scalpel or like,
No,
and then he's just like, this is
reticulating saw. The reticulating.
Oh yeah, the reticulating saw. It's like, goddamn, this
thing sucks.
And then he just looks over and just like the chainsaw comes into focus. And you're like, oh god. And it's just, you don't even see him put it on. It just smash cut to
Again, the gore is used in a comedic fashion. Not to mention the hat he's about to wear, but we'll get there.
So we're right there. So much blood. Like he is just coated as he's just ripping open every single body in this very packed morgue. Just like every single, like for someone who doesn't like autopsy gore, this was a rough watch. Is everybody just and just digging through? Just like, nope, no book in here.
It cuts back to Ruby and Pablo just having their discussion, and then you know when we go back to Ash, you just see the carnage. You just see all the bodies open.
And then eventually he gets the very last one. He pulls the sheet off, and it's already cut open. He's like, "Oh,
it's stapled together."
It's like there's like a big book shape in the body, and he's like, Look first, cut later.
So the book comes out. You would assume very easily at this point. Nope. No, because the book's been in a dead body and it activated that dead body. But the body...
Not the body, the organs.
Yeah, the body is dead, so the organs come to life, and this is the most angry asshole in the history of angry
The
asshole.
most angry lower intestine and colon I have ever seen.
Like, this is a very different version of the movie Teeth.
It's the male version.
Right.
So much prosthetic dong.
What I love about that is they even went to the trouble of giving it a Prince Albert.
Yes.
Which Chewie had never seen before. So when we're watching, she's like, is that a piercing people have? Like, crazy people, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I just keep thinking, what if it gets stuck?
No. There's not a thing that looks comfortable about it, but like seeing the dead one on that very large, just like, oh my God, it's the huge piece of jewelry on the end of it that just draws your eye the whole time. As soon as you see it, it's like, that's going in his face. Like that dick is going straight in his face. You know it's coming. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you know there's no way we get through this without seeing Ash get a dick slapped in his face.
Get out of my face.
And it's just like how it happens as well is so good.
The
Like, because it's like you
dragging him back. You can feel it coming, and then it happens.
Slowly starts to slide off the table, and then sit right up.
And then you're like, all right, so the dick's going in his face. What else is happening now? it's like I thought I knew where this was going. It's going further.
It's like, no,
further.
none of the butt. And what I love as well is when he actually ends up going through and he's just like, his whole head is then in the open stomach as well. He's just kind of like wearing this like, body as a hat.
And just like his screaming, I'm in the butt. I'm in the butt.
This is where the gore reaches hilarity.
Like we are just full blown R-rated Looney Tunes right now, and like it is just like there is shit and blood everywhere.
The best part about the shit is they never say it. You just know, and especially like later when they're just like. Ugh.
Oh, it's not just. It's like this is the worst smell I've ever smelled. Like when they're driving around with Kelly at the end. Kelly has her head out the window the whole time. It's like,
yeah, like a dog. She's just like. And then every time they mentions anything like poop or shit or anything like that, she's like, "Oh."
I don't want to hear ass or hole out of your mouth.
First off, you are never allowed to say the words ass or hole in my presence ever again.
It's just such a good gag.
It really is.
Thing is, it's been a while since I've seen this, so I knew, like, when we were talking about, like, that dick's going in his face, I knew something was going to happen with it, and I was trying to remember, like, maybe, like, does the dick come alive and start to strangle him? And then I think I started getting it mixed up with The Boys, which...
Oh, yeah.
which that happens. And I kind of feel like if it had been made now, after The Boys... he would have got strangled by that dick.
I mean, we might have to do The Boys on this show at some point. I don't know. I didn't love the last season, so I'm kind of maybe on The Boys. But that's the only thing that came close to this level of, like, I don't want to call it body horror because it's not quite body horror, but it does use a body for horror. So maybe.
It's like body comedy horror.
Yeah, it's straight comedy. Like the fact that the prosthetic when it's on his shoulders, like it's
God,
it is so good. And he's just running around, and the guy's just up top, just
the wide shot of him running around with that guy attached to him, like it's so funny.
Close-ups, and even when he's putting the body back, get your dick out of my face. When he's putting it back on the like everything about it is just. Oh, good.
Just when they get the shots and just like when he's going up the butt, you just have the dick just.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what the kind of person Ash is too. That's like his worst nightmare.
Oh yeah, like it's like this could not be a worse situation for Ash.
It's all
like,
about the ladies.
Yeah, like. So we got to spend a minute at least talking about the Ruby and Pablo stuff, because like the Ash and the morgue is phenomenal, and it's definitely the highlight of the show. But the story happens with Ruby and Pablo.
Well, before that, can we talk about the sheriff?
Sure, yeah.
So
Sheriff and Kelly's fucking ready to roll, man.
Yeah.
I didn't hit him that hard.
But
Not my fault.
The whole explanation, that's what I was getting at, is just Ash getting his revenge on this dick of a sheriff. Kelly knocks him out, and so he grabs Kelly's pop and just pours it on his dick, and he's like, he wet his pants. He'll never
Because it's like it's set up in I think it's the first episode that he used to bully him at high school.
Yep.
Like was it little Tommy something or other?
Yeah. And then like,
write it down.
And his response is just like, "Oh, he peed his pants. I'm not gonna tell anybody. We're good."
He's not gonna tell anybody this happened because he didn't tell the teacher.
And like he never told on us before. Why would he now? He's the sheriff, you idiot.
He doesn't need to tell anybody.
He's the person
he has the evidence. He is the teacher. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was good stuff. But all right, so let's talk a little bit of Pablo and Ruby. Admittedly, this is another one of those situations. I'm a parent. I had to watch this late at night. That stuff did not hold my attention 100%. So I'm a little fuzzy on that stuff. So I might need one of you to catch me up. But essentially, from what I understand, Pablo agreed to be the jailer, if you will, of Ruby while they go do stuff. But it was all just a ploy because Ruby slapped the book on his face, and he is not the same Pablo anymore, and he needs answers. Why am I not the same Pablo?
Yeah, he's having like visions and weird shit. Like he has one like right there where she's like hog-tied him and hanging him from the ceiling and slices like, his neck open. With the fingernail, which is an important clue, because then we find out that like, you know, Ruby works out that because of this fingernail thing, that her children are trying to bring their father, who is not Pablo. He was just the vagina.
He was the birth canal.
Yeah,
or throat.
And their father is Baal.
Still canal. Yeah,
who is an old god.
Which we have not fully been confirmed that Ruby is also an old god, but we can assume she is kind of. She's definitely a dark one.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see where that goes. You guys have seen this. I'm guessing he's on his way.
When I was watching this, I completely forgot about the corpse hat, as I like to call it.
I go with ass hat, but I get you.
And I was like, this is a lot of fun. I completely forgot about this. So like, this is a new journey.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen this.
Like
as well.
I forgot about the twist. I was like, oh yeah, the body in the beginning is the PE teacher, gymnast.
Yep. I forgot that as well.
Which that was a great. That was a really good twist. That worked. Like I was in for that. Like I did not see that one coming. But it's like, oh yeah. And then you cut back to the dad like hitting on her. And she's like, "Is Ash back yet?"
Yeah.
you smell like Lysol wipes.
Yeah. That edit is so good because it's just like the immediate cut to them sitting on the sofa and it's like, "Well, you smell like Lysol," and she's just like, then goes.
So good.
All right. I think
what a charmer he is.
He really is.
Imagine like you're on a date trying to bang some woman and you go, "You smell like Lysol."
Listen, the guy who I'm Brock Williams, but you can call me Cock. Like, yeah, that I wouldn't call him a charmer. But you know, that's me.
Fair point.
Anything else in these two that we need to talk about before we jump into quotes? Feeling pretty good about it. Oh wow, I'm first. I haven't been first in a minute. Lucky me. I did not have my quote pulled up because I thought it was Ryan again. And then I remembered that.
Nope, I went last. And I read the big thing.
So I'm gonna go for the one I already mentioned it earlier, but I'm gonna bring it up again because I thought it was a great quote and it's fucking hilarious. Ladies, I don't know if I'm drunk enough to know if this is good weird or bad weird. But I'll get there. It's just great. Very good Ash line.
It's me then.
Matt, yes.
Yep. Okay, we get the book. Send your loser kids back to hell. We're back in Jacksonville by Friday. Pablo, first round of readers is on you because, yeah, you already used that one. Really? Word for word. Wow. Maybe I'm getting that bad memory disease. Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's? That's a bad memory disease. Why would you mention that? Focus up. We got work to do. Let's go save the world.
Someone had to mention that.
That's one of those lines that's just like so written, but damn it, it's funny.
Yeah. But it's like the way it's delivered, it's like, you know it's a written line, but it almost comes across as like not written as well. Like just the way that the delivery is. It's that immediate, like where he says Alzheimer's and that Alzheimer's, like Bruce Campbell's reaction is just like brilliant for that.
Yeah. All right, Joel.
That was a good one. I fought with Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan, and this dipshit's my only hope.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yes, that's where you're at. Enjoy his chainsaw arm.
Mine is when they get to Elk Grove, and we mentioned the homeless man earlier, but there's a great line. The homeless man goes, "You ruined my life," and Ash goes, "I've ruined a lot of people's lives."
That was good. I mean, you almost could have gone like full Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
Yep.
But I believe you.
Like, nonchalant. And then for the morgue episode, I'm going to leave all the funny lines with the morgue, but I'm going to talk about the line when they're going into the morgue, and he goes, "I'm going to be like a ninja losing his virginity, quick and discreet."
It's a good one.
Sorry, lady, you're riding the pine today. Pablo and his friend Mr. Kandarian Dadder would like a word. No. It wasn't a question. You want your book back? That's how it happens. Fine. Just don't touch any of my stuff. Except to tidy up. Seriously. Don't let her touch any of my stuff. Except to tidy up.
It's the way that, like, in when he's saying it to them, like, he just goes, "Seriously, don't let her touch my stuff, except to tidy up."
If no one else hits it, this episode has two great callbacks, and that's one of them. When he comes in, he goes, "I thought I told you not to touch anything,
except to tidy up."
Yeah, he does end it with that.
Yeah. And then the second one is in the first episode. Lee Majors goes, "What are you looking for? You looking for Bigfoot?" And then when they bring Ruby in, he goes, "I see you found Bigfoot."
Yeah.
Which again, I think the Bigfoot thing is also slightly a reference to $6 Million Man, because there's a famous episode where he fights Bigfoot in that as well.
And then he falls in love with Bigfoot, and they move into the woods together.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
That was nobody's line, I hope, right? Nobody's line.
No.
Okay,
No.
good. No. But two great callbacks. I mean, again, great writing.
It was Lee Majors and a shaved Bigfoot. A guy wearing a wig made out of shaved Bigfoot.
What I love is, like, I think 50% of us are actually understanding that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys should watch Binge Brothers. It's a really good show.
It's a really good show.
Good things.
Who's back to me then?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, don't give me that look, punk. Roads are for cars. Fuck you. You need to watch where you're going. And you need to wait until your balls drop before you talk to me, son. Yeah? Well, your piece of shit car smells like a piece of shit. Oh, yeah? Well, my piece of shit car ain't the cause of this shit. It's all me, baby. Beat it.
Oh, man. He's the best and the worst. So I'm gonna go for the quote we alluded to earlier, just because I really enjoyed it, and I think it was funny. Pablo is dealing with the mental capacity of becoming a human vagina for demon babies, and he's trying to get better about it. So he does something. He hits Kelly with, "Well, who's a vagina now?" And Kelly's like, "Well, actually, vaginas are powerful and life affirming. So you're more like a vagina than ever." And he just looks so disappointed. And Ash hits him with, "She's right, buddy, and I couldn't be prouder." It's like you have those moments of like, oh, Ash, he I don't want to say he's a feminist, but he does respect women in his own very non-respectful way. I don't know how to put a full pin on that, but like there's something positive in there about him, right?
Yeah.
Respect's a strong word.
I think he sees it as usefulness in his eyes.
That's much worse. Okay.
I'm surprised no one picked the line about the colonoscopy.
That was on my list, to be fair. Like,
what happened in
look,
there?
I would trust a blind proctologist more than
Yep.
her, but you know the deal.
Yep, that was on my list too. But what happened in there? We'll call it a colonoscopy.
That was good.
I mean, I'm surprised that no one picked for the first episode. Where he goes, "You got some huge balls showing your face in this town." Yeah, I do. Notice I never wear gym shorts.
Yeah. Again, I'm very grateful for leaning into the camp.
Yeah.
So far,
I think we're gonna have a good time with season 2. Season 2 has been good so far. First 2 episodes are great, and I'm excited to see the show kind of come into its own and leave like the Evil Dead of it all behind. Like it's definitely doing its own thing now, and I think it's gonna be a good ride. But that's it.
Oh yeah, one thing we didn't mention, I just realized, like we didn't mention how the episode ends.
Oh yeah, we did.
Ash's car gets stolen.
Yeah, along with the Necronomicon.
Where's the Necronomicon? Yeah. It's locked up in the Delta.
There it goes, and I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Nothing bad will ever happen with that book getting stolen by some random guy.
They even stole it with it smelling like shit.
Well, I mean, the car didn't smell like shit. That was all ash.
It was all ash.
I mean,
that smells linger, guys. Come on.
Thanks, Joel, for backing me up.
Maybe that's a personal problem. Anyhow, we're gonna move on. We do have time for plugs this week. If anybody has a plug they want to shout out, I don't really have much to plug beyond this show because the other stuff isn't happening right now. So keep listening to this show and watching it on YouTube, please. Where we're putting all the effort in. We do upload these things a little sporadically to just our audio feed. So if you're hearing that way out of like repetition or calendar, I'm trying to think of a word. It's not coming to mind.
Sequence?
Not sequence. No, not a sync.
Cyclical?
Nope.
I'm out.
Routine? Schedule. There it is. No schedule whatsoever. Just random episodes being dropped. That's because we're putting them in schedule on YouTube. So watch us there. Or keep listening how you want. Just realize the episodes are going to come out a little bit more randomly. And that's, if you're cool with that, we're cool with that because that's how we're doing it.
It's difficult to lift weights at the gym whilst watching a video on YouTube. So I'll stick with the audio.
That's fair. I mean, I just put my phone in the corner and I just watch it from a distance, but that's me. But you do you. That's fine. Whatever you got. If it works for you, that's great. Any other plugs that we want to hit this week?
Afterthoughts Podcast is going to have a new episode up by now for Doctors from Hell. Which is a Kelly choice. It was a choice. Powerful book. Listen
Tell
more
and
and
really
see
feel.
if it's a journey you want to take. It was a very good story. It feels a little too relevant right now. So
I could see that. I noticed
when you said Doctors from Hell, I was thinking of like Dr. Shipman, which is a British serial killer who was like a GP who basically killed 20, 30 of his patients or something.
We have a famous serial killer nurse here as well, who used to just like put insulin in people's like IV bags, so they just kind of OD on insulin and they just die and they can track them. Like they have no idea how many people he killed. So was it about that guy, Joel? I know there's a movie about that guy that just came out. I think Eddie Redmayne played him.
No, we're talking more Germany's 1940 Nuremberg trial stuff. So I mean,
way too relevant. I'm not reading that. God no.
Moving on. More plugs.
Moving on. No way.
The fun kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to Dune? Weren't you guys reading Dune?
I need a little lighter fare.
What?
Dune is too serious. Let me read about the Holocaust. Okay, yeah. Listen to Afterthoughts. It's a knee slapper.
Kelly's a go-getter.
She has a type. Let's put it that way.
Coming from her husband.
Bye. We're going to end this there.